Ich träume. Und die
Hi
Welt.
guys, welcome to the 8th edition to the series of interviews of fellow streamers. Today I have comes with me Ace from Iconic Play, a major guild on the Destro side on this server, Return of Reckoning server. Ace, thank you very much for accepting the invitation and
Thanks for
coming
having
over.
me. Thank you for the intro.
Right, we're gonna get right into it. Okay. Basically, I don't know if you watch any of my interviews, but I go through a couple of general questions, a little bit about your stream, and then the audience will ask a few questions if they have any, and we'll take it from there, whatever else comes on the conversation. So, my first question is, where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
Do you have any guesses where I'm from?
Well, I would say you are from the United States of America, but I don't know which region.
That is correct. That is correct.
The reason I'm asking is because somebody actually asked me in one interview is because the idea of the interviews is to introduce the streamer, right? Who he is, how he plays, what he does to the audience. And I do strongly believe that people can associate with region. I'm Greek, so there's a couple of Greek people that might want to support me more. You know, in your case, Americans or people from the same state or nearby states, that's what that question is designed to do, basically.
Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely from the land of the free, home of the brave, the USA. But as far as location-wise, state-wise, you know, I've traveled all over the place, so I guess I can't really pick a state. But we'll say, you know, Iconic as a whole, we're basically international guild. So it's basically just if you play during our play time, you're definitely welcome.
Right, okay. And you personally, not Iconic Play, but you Ace, all right? Do you play both sides, or do you focus mainly on one?
So if you guys have been watching my stream lately, I've been streaming a White Lion. I have so many tunes. I'm pretty like maxed out on the tunes. If I want to play another one, I have to delete it. I do play both sides, but I mean, I would say 90% of the time it's Destro.
Okay.
But right now it's mainly order because I'm leveling up a White Lion. Want to check that out?
People say all the time that White Lion is OP. Of course, especially Destro, because they are actually facing it, you know, in combat. Now that you're leveling one, would you say that the White Lion is OP? Maybe needs to be looked at.
I don't think any class is OP, you know, in a sense.
Right. Okay.
I mean, like if you're looking in a 1v1 situation, just kind of like we were talking about, like my matchup with you, right? Like you can spec a certain way. You know, some classes are better than others. To say a certain class is OP, you know, it's over the top because I don't have troubles with 90% of the White Lions if I'm grouping, right? If you're on an organized group, because you're gonna get guard, you're gonna get heals, and it's not gonna be a problem. Now, where I would say there might be some issues, I'm noticing some synergy, right? And which I'm going to be exploring. That's one of the reasons why I'm leveling up a White Lion, so I understand it better.
Right.
And that
Okay.
synergy
That's fair
between
enough.
a Sword Master and Lion.
Yeah, a lot of people play the other side from what they usually play. I mean, I play a Magus. I want to see, you know, if it's better, worse, how it works. If you don't play it, it's very difficult to learn about it. So, as far as classes go, right, and you said you play both sides and you have a lot of tunes. Which one would you say, would you pick, if you like, as a main class?
Oh, definitely my DOK. And just to go back to the other question, I will say I am thankful though for the Squid Critter pounce, just so the Destro side does have a pounce. I feel like it's even, right? Like before, Destro never had a pounce, so it's nice that a class in Destro that does have a pounce. Now back to your question.
Was that? What the?
We must have a dev in here.
Oh.
Yeah. I think one of them made me a pig when I was leading a warband one day. Oink oink.
Oink oink. Oh well. So
yeah, definitely my DOK. It is definitely my.
And would you say that? I know you play DOK. I mean, you Belladun and that. But would you say? I know you have. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I know you have a warrior priest as well.
Yep.
Just on the balance thing, you know, generally speaking, would you say that the one is better than the other, or they're both at the same level?
I think like any mirror class, the one side is better than the other, right? So I think for a long time, the DOK was more offensive, and the Warrior Priest was more. And I'm not talking heal spec. I'm talking Great Sacrifice, Torture, or basically the DPS or the DPS heal side.
Yeah.
For you guys that don't know the trees, the DPS Warrior Priest was more survivability, more tanky. Man, you ate your Wheaties, Nath. Holy crap. I want to make me a giant, Nath. Make me a giant. But yeah, so DPS Warrior Priests were more tanky. DOKs were more offensive. Now, Warrior Priests are pretty much on par with DOKs, minus the heal debuff. But with that said, shield spec Warrior Priests are in a better place because they have a 10% increase in parry. So not only are they getting the block, but they can jack up their parries as well. So, you know, I think they're pretty close. They're pretty evenly matched. It's just, what do you want to do? Do you want to be more survivability, or do you want to be more offensive?
Right. Okay. And on live, did you play live?
Oh, I did. Yep, I played since 2008.
And did you play both sides there as well? Because I remember there was a lockdown if you're gonna pick one side or the other. Because
I did.
A lot of people, you know, I mean, I was playing Destro purely. Now I'm playing almost purely Order. That's why I'm asking. So you played both on live, and you're playing both on this one.
Yes, yeah. And if you want a little story behind that, yeah. So this is my first MMO ever. I remember seeing the box Warhammer. I can still remember me seeing it this day in this store. Just seeing that cover, I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks cool. And yeah, so first MMO, really didn't have much experience with online gaming. My first tune was actually a witch hunter. And I sucked. Let's put it that way. I sucked. Okay. I didn't know. I remember I didn't know what questing was. I remember my first kill. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the starting zone on Order. I'm sure you are. But there's those cows near the starting point. That was my first kill. That was my first kill because I didn't know to grab a quest. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing in this huge world. MMOs are very overwhelming, especially if you've never played one before.
True.
It wasn't until 2010 when I would say things started changing for me, and I took the game more serious because I was a super casual player, and that's when I was roaming the lakes, and there was this disciple of Cain named Halu. I'm not sure if anyone remembers him, but he was like my starting point. So basically, I ran him into the lakes. So it's a disciple of Cain, a DOK, DPS, and he comes in. I think I had like 5 guys with me. He kills every single one of us. And I'm like, God, how is he able to do this? And I remember people in chat were complaining. They're like, what? Just stay away from him. He's too good. He's too good. And I'm like, I want to be that guy. So I started studying his videos. I started, learning everything I could. Sadly, as soon as I got my doc high enough levels to get to where he was, he actually quit playing the game. So I had to talk to everyone around him and just use his videos to learn how to play.
Wow.
DOK.
So you did play this DOK on live as well then?
Oh, yeah, since 2010.
And, okay, you answer the next question. Why this class from your story?
Oh, I jumped ahead.
Yeah, that's right. No, this question
I got the answers.
Is just it's just for me to keep my mind in a line. So if you had to play another class, let's say DOK was not available in a game anymore, which class would you pick and why?
Well, I mean, I play so many already, and
I know, but you have to pick one.
Right now at this time, I'm going to say the White Lion, right? But maybe once I get him 40 and actually get the feel for him, maybe that might be a different answer. But you see me, I have a 40 Magus, I have a 40 Witch Elf, I have a 40 Marauder.
Oh yes.
I'm like, oh, this might be an interesting class, and then I kind of get up there, I'm like, it doesn't really fit my playstyle. Now, I would say a good substitute for my DOK is my Witch Elf though too. My Witch Elf is a good DPS class, and probably the only DPS class that I would substitute my DOK for.
Right. Okay.
Currently on Destro side. Yeah.
Would you say that you prefer open RVR more or scenarios?
Oh, I like them. I like them both, man.
You like both.
I'm sorry. I'm being so neutral here.
You're not neutral. It's nothing wrong liking both.
I like scenarios because it's nice instant pop. I more so like the 12v12 scenarios. You do the 6v6. You're fighting these pre-mades, and you're almost both sides are just unkillable. And the fights can last the whole 50 minutes. It's not very exciting. What I like more is the 12v12, because then you can be fighting a pre-made, but then you have that variable of what's that other group. Like maybe you couldn't beat this pre-made before, but maybe now your other 6-man that was with you, or that pre-made, not the non-pre-made, can help you win, right? Like I think there's more variables. Now, as far as RVR goes, I like the against all odds. If you guys have seen my 2018 against all odds video on our YouTube channel, I love those types of fights. Like you have no chance of winning, but somehow you pull it off, you prevail. You know, I would say 80% of the fights we enter that are against all odds, we lose. But that 20% and 10% of the times we do prevail, it's an amazing feeling. And that's why I like RVR and scenarios for the structure, and RVR for those glorious moments.
That's actually a good point there, to be honest. And now that you play DOK, that's your main, right? Because right now we have quite a few viewers, and I know we have a couple of them who are new to the game, new to the server. So if one of them would like to pick DOK as a character to play, what type of tips you could give them? Not everything, just 1 or 2 tips if they're going to be playing the DOK in this server.
Yeah, my first tip, and probably my only tip, is it's going to be against probably what everyone else says, and that's going to be, if you want to be a DPS War Beast or DPS DOK, start off at level 1. Okay, like don't wait till level 30 or time you get certain abilities or certain gear. Learn to play it when you don't have those things, right? Because that's going to make you a better player. When you don't have all the tools, when you don't have the gear, but yet you learn your class and you learn to optimize your class, when you achieve those abilities, when you achieve that gear, it's going to make you that much better. Like, don't use the gear to win. Use your skills and ability. So yeah, basically just at level 1, go DPS right away.
Yeah, we had this conversation a bit earlier before you logged in, and I was saying exactly the same thing. If you're gonna play an NG like Grenadier, play him from level 1. Don't wait. You can learn the skills. Definitely good advice.
Because you're gonna have a different mindset too. It's gonna be so different too. Like, and I love it. Like, I think as a DPS healer, you should, you should practice trying to heal your team as much as possible with your DPS abilities, or if you can throw hot on, do so. Because anyone can DPS. It's being able to, and it's being able to DPS and heal your team at the same time. I think that's what brings so much. That's why I enjoy the classes. DPS classes aren't that exciting because all you do is DPS. How do you help your team? Right? Yeah. Just by killing it. That's it. Where I can do DPS, I can heal my team if they're getting focused. I can do a res. I like that other level of element to the game.
Yeah, that's the thing that I found difficult when I tried to play DOK or a Warrior Priest. It's the switching between DPSing and healing, switching from offensive to defensive targets all the time and back and forth. I found that difficult, but I found the playstyle on the NG, because you drop your keg down and you heal everybody, you're done. It was a lot easier for my mindset. So you said you've played live, right? And you played the DOK there as well. So you're playing a DOK on this server as well. So this server that we play right now, Return of Reckoning, has a lot of changes. Skills have been moved up and right on the trees. Renowns have been removed. Some of them are added, so on and so forth. From your experience playing the same class on Retail and on Return of Reckoning, if you had to pick one, which one would you say it's better? And I say better in what sense? Game-wise, which one makes you enjoy the game better?
Ooh, man.
Tough question, is it?
You already know I have to be careful what I say, man. I feel like I'm on like the borderline with the devs. I think my past. I have so many warnings on the forums. Before
you carry on, let me just say this, because you're on my stream and everything, that I do flame about imbalances, witch elves, OP classes, but that's just the opinion of one person. It doesn't have to affect anything.
But I think most people are not going to expect my answer, and that's, to be honest, is my first off, I really have no complaints. I appreciate what the devs have done. Like I said, this is my first MMO, so it has a special place in my heart. I absolutely love this game. I feel so comfortable. Because you know, like I log into other MMOs, I'm like, okay, where am I supposed to go? You know, when I start a new tune, or I know exactly where to go, except unless you're sending me to some PvE portal up here, wherever we're at. I had no clue. I had no clue where this is, but I know where a majority of things are. I know the crafting system. I know all of that. So I'm just very appreciative of the devs bringing back this game. As far as the changes, I mean, do I like the DOK on the other one or this one? It's hard to say, because on this one my damage is better, but my healing is worse. Like on live, my healing and my damage could be about the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt, like I said, more of that, hey, I can heal and damage, and that's what I loved about the class. Where now I can't really do that. I can't do that anymore, but I can do more damage. So it's give and take.
Okay, because recently I went back to check out retail a little bit, because I didn't remember how the engine was on retail compared to this, and I found out that on retail you only get 28 points, if I remember correctly, so I couldn't do the same build. And because, for example, phosphor cells were still on the sniper build, and the AoE punt was still on the sniper build, the movements they did, at least on the NG, because that's the only class I can actually speak for, they're more coherent. They move the skills that work better with the others on the same trees. So my opinion is it's a little bit better as far as the trees goes.
I'd even say a lot better, yeah, because the engineers and Magus on live, they weren't even a threat. Like, especially in scenarios. For now, I mean, you guys are top in damage, you guys are killer, you guys have those armor debuffs. I like, probably my most feared thing, like, not, if I would want anything fixed, I'd want the morale 3 of an engineer fixed. I mean, I have an engineer, what is it, Cannon Smash?
Yeah.
2400 damage, unmitigated. Like, oh my gosh, like you get someone down just a little bit, you pop that, they're dead. And you're like, oh yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Because we had this conversation a bit earlier as well. We're just having a chat about which one is better, Magus or the NG. And I said I'm leveling a Magus just to do the test. Tank build on the NG, Fixer, you know what he can do. And do a similar build on the Magus, so we can do a comparison in the hands of the same user. So the skill is the same, just the gear and the build. And the thing is, what's the M3 on the Magus though? Doesn't he get a powerful attack spell like that one? Because I haven't checked.
No, it's not. It's not. I'd have to go check as well. I haven't played my Pino in a while, but it's not. It's not no 2400 damage. No, they have a good M4. But yeah, not an M3. Which M4, I mean, you hardly ever see unless you're in a warband and you're.
Well, I'm gonna have to have a look on that because I don't remember it. So.
By the way,
yeah,
I must say, like, I appreciate your engineer and your build, because you don't see many engineers go on your spec. I love when people try outside of the cookie cutter and try new things, and I encourage everyone to try new things. You don't have to stay that way, but I encourage you to try new specs and try being unique. I think it's very interesting. It's fun to fight these interesting classes.
You know, I'm making a new build for Fixer, right?
Oh, are you doing a new one?
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I've already said that a lot of times in the stream. I'm going to tell you as well. I'm trying to get a couple of jewels that I need. I'm going to try as an alternative tank build, instead of going full armor, parry, dodge and all that. I'm going to try and go as much as regeneration as possible. We're going for passive regen.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think any NG has tried it, so I'm trying to farm the necessary gear. I need some Sentinel and some jewels and stuff. I've done some rough math on a calculator, and I think it's going to be a very interesting build, especially against melee classes. So I'm going to be presenting it as soon as I get all the stuff. Yes, Halta. Sorry, Halta says on the stream here that I should get the renown regen. Yeah, that's included. So far I found 7 pieces to put on the armor, plus the regen from the renown. So we're gonna see that as soon as I can. And right, so I have one more question in this line, because I have 2 different categories. But this question I'm gonna leave last. You'll understand why in the end of it. And I'm gonna move to the next series of questions, which have to do more about the streamer rather than the gamer. So I know you stream. I've seen your streams. You do warbands, you do solo, you do scenarios, you do all those nice things.
Do it all, man. We do it all.
I know. And you recently started also doing some PvE. I think you've done some city dungeons on the Destro side, which you streamed.
I don't stream a lot of those, but you know, if it happens to come up when we do, because we usually do it on Saturdays. We're actually doing it tomorrow after our PvP run. But that won't be streamed. But yeah, once in a while I will stream a dungeon.
Yeah. See, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, there you go, man.
So are you a new streamer? I mean, I started myself like on February, so I'm considered a new streamer. And did you start it recently, or are you doing it for years?
No, yeah, definitely recently. So basically, James and I came. So, but again, we'll go even further back. So I played live. You know, the server shut down. I came to this private server when it was just tier 1, and that was just for a couple months, right? And then it was I stopped playing, and then in 2017, I started playing again. I got Jimson into it, and we started watching streamers while we were playing. So. And that was like the end of 2017. So we started playing like November 2017. Then during 2018, we're leveling up our tunes. We're watching streamers. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. I really like it. But my computer wasn't good enough. So if you guys even watched the beginning of Iconic Play, it was actually Jimson's point of view in the beginning. That's why you watch any of our YouTube videos. It's Jimson's point of view. It wasn't until probably the end of last year, beginning of this year, when I got a good enough computer where I was able to stream. And just recently, this last month, I've actually got narrowed down my schedule and making sure I make a point to be there on time.
Yeah, it definitely needs a decent computer or a good computer. I need to do some upgrades myself. I'm figuring out as I go, you know. So do you stream other games every now and then? I'll give you an example. I do 1 day a week that I do a different game, just to break the, if you like, the monotony of Warhammer, or you just focus on this game only?
Mainly this game. I think one time I streamed ESO or 2 times. The thing is, and I'm not sure if you have this same feeling about your first MMO, Warhammer has a special place. So I always come back. I just love Warhammer. No other game compares to Warhammer. When I play, and I'm always comparing other games to Warhammer too, and they never match up. Like, what I don't understand is, why is Warhammer the only game where I can roam RVR and queue up for scenarios? Any other game, you can't do that. You have to pick one or the other.
Yeah, that
doesn't
true.
make sense.
Besides that, I mean, I come and go back and forth from Warhammer. You know, sometimes I'll get pissed off with the changes here and on retail equally, and then, you know, I'll get pissed off, rage quit, so to speak, and then I go on and play something else, and like, I don't know, a week later, a month later, I'm like, oh, fuck this, let's go back to Warhammer, this is shit. So yeah, it's one of those games, if you get hooked, I think you stay hooked for life.
And you just have to, you know, iconic saying is adapt, overcome, and dominate. So, you know, when they make a change, just adapt and overcome, and then you'll dominate. It's just the way it is.
Do you have a schedule that people can look at and see when they can catch your stream, or is it
definitely
random?
And it's one of those, you know, it's I'm sure you got the same schedule. Let me scroll down here.
Mine has been interrupted a bit. I'm gonna fix mine in about 15 days. I'm starting a new job, so I'm waiting for my work schedule. So now it's not, but so you have it underneath your stream. So if people go to your channel on Twitch, then they can see your times.
So definitely, yeah. So I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And Sunday's the special day. Sunday is when Iconic comes out of the shadows, and we dominate the server. You know, we only do once a week with Iconic, because we have this agreement with the devs. We can't do every day because we probably get, you know, more quitter debuffs. But you know, so we just do 1 day a week, and then the rest of it's solo. And you know, I have that countdown. It does the countdown. It converts it to your time zone, so it makes it nice and easy. So if you guys want to catch my stream, come check out my channel. It's there. There's a countdown already for it.
And on average, right? I mean, I usually stream on average between 4 to 5 hours. Your streams have a limit like that, 4 or 5 hours, or do you come on the designated time on your schedule, and it just takes as long as it takes?
Yeah, so definitely. So the schedule just has the start time, okay? And so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's about 3 hours. And then Sunday is probably 5 hours. And, you know, I wish I could stream more, but, you know,
I know.
I do have a work and, you know, life and stuff that you have to balance. And to be honest, that 3 hours during the weekday and then just doing 5 hours on Sunday, it's a great balance. Like, I come in, I love the game. I don't feel like streaming is a job or anything. It's still my hobby, still fun, and I think it's a great balance.
It's great fun streaming. I came to it by accident, by random fate, whatever you want to call it, and I just fell in love with the whole thing straight up. So when you stream, do you stream any other platforms or you just do Twitch? Because I know there's a system you can like simultaneously stream, you know, YouTube, Mixer, Twitch, or do you have like 4 days a week Twitch and 1 day YouTube or anything like that?
Just Twitch, but I mean, I use YouTube. We have a couple videos, and yeah.
Because that was the next question. If you have any other media that people can follow you, like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, that some people might find more practical to follow you through that rather than Twitch.
So I would say Twitch is definitely the more practical. I mean, if you follow me and you enjoy the streams, definitely Twitch is the main thing. But also hop on the Discord. It's a good way to keep in touch. And there's a link down on my channel for the Discord. And all those panels that you guys see, that's custom made by Jimson. It's our guild color, which is purple, which is the color of renown, just so happens to be. And yeah, so come there. So join that Discord. We give stream updates. If you want to have a question while I'm away from my computer, that's a good way to reach out to me. And then yeah, we have the YouTube, and we just have a couple videos there. I do want to make a 2019 Against All Odds montage. Been saving up video, but I'll probably release that probably end of the year.
Okay. And when you stream, I know you already mentioned you have a lot of characters, but do you stream like one character on your stream, or do you stream whatever you feel like, or you just pick one randomly or anything like that?
Well, right now I've been kind of it just so happens to be I've been kind of just picking one character, and I've been playing that throughout the week.
Right. Okay.
Now may I swap back and forth? Yeah, potentially. It really depends what I feel, because again, I want to enjoy the game, but I also enjoy streaming, so it's more for me at the same time. Because if I'm having fun, my streamer's gonna have fun.
Yeah, definitely. I came through that situation last Wednesday. I got really pissed off with a couple of things in the game, and I really flamed and got upset, and my whole face changed and all that. And then I realized, you know, if I'm not having fun, then no one else is having fun. So definitely went through that. Right, we just guys, we're coming down to the last couple of questions, so if anyone from the audience have any questions, now is a good time to start typing them, and I'll run through them if there are any there to Ace to answer them. So since we're coming near the end of my, if you like, pre-structured questions that help me out here, do you have any announcements to make regarding your stream? If you have any events, anything you're gonna be doing and you want to announce to people or let them know?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, if you guys wanted to see me stream, if you're new or you're wondering when I'm gonna be streaming, definitely check out that schedule. And if you can only make one day, make it Sunday. Sunday is my longer stream. It's when I get to play with my guild. It's when I get to play with Jimson, and it's just a great time. So if you can only make one day, make it Jimson. We're definitely always developing and making the stream better. And if you're a person like that loves hype, loves to have, you know, some build up, definitely come and stop at the stream.
Cool. You know, like I'm trying to see how I'm gonna formulate that question. A lot of streams on Twitch, they have some sort of currency. Mine, for example, has dwarf gold. The longer you watch it, the more you get, and then you can exchange it for a couple of things you can do. For mine, for example, you can get VIP status, you can gamble. Does your stream provide something like that, as in interactivity, if you like, for your viewers, or is it just straight watch, chat, interact like that?
It's watch, chat, everything in here is free. I know that currency is free and whatnot, and it's just for fun. But yeah, we don't have anything like that, and I don't foresee Iconic ever going doing that. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just did it because I like interactive stuff, and I wanted to play and explore, Tweets and Streamlabs, all the things they can do.
No, definitely. And I've seen some ones where you can play like these side games. I mean, that would be interesting. Any way to make the stream more interactive, I think is a benefit.
Yeah, I did it mostly, when the server's down, somebody might wanna, do something, pass the time for 5-10 minutes. Right, and now we come to the last question, which I usually skip and leave it for the end. It used to be on the first section. I leave it last because usually it's the type of question that lately brings a lot of conversation and interaction. The question is this: what do you think of the new content? Recently, the new content was forts, and then we added to that the changes for the BOTX. And today, like I said, it's a special day because actually Saturday we had the new patch. Earlier on, you mentioned that you're going to read the patch notes before you come on. Did you read them?
I did. I really didn't see anything game changing. I mean, is there anything on particular on today's patch notes, or do you want me to stay more focused towards the forts?
Well, I would appreciate if you could tell me what you think about forts, because it's still an issue that people discuss up to like 2 weeks after they've been introduced and fixed. And last week's BOTX stuff. And if you have something for today's, I would definitely like to hear it.
Yeah. So again, I'm pretty satisfied. Like, if you look on live, they did patch notes. It was like every 2 months, and then it became every like 6 months, and then you just never saw patch notes, right? Like, it was crazy on live. Like, these people are getting paid, and they're really not producing. Where these devs that are currently working on Return of Reckoning, I don't know how they do it, but they're constantly pushing patches every week. So if you don't like a change, it could just change next week, right? Like, you don't have to.
It could change, but
it could, right? But I mean, that's the thing. Like, there's hope, right? Versus, hey, I guess we're going to be playing like this for 6 months, right? Or a year, right?
if you put it that way, yeah.
That's not the case. I mean, they're doing it every single week, and it gives you something to look forward to. I mean, I totally forgot. Like, oh yeah, it's Saturday, they're gonna do it, but usually it's something I'm looking forward to. Like, first thing I get up, I look at my phone, I'm checking the patch notes, seeing what's new. Do I agree with all the changes? Of course not. No one's ever going to agree on everything. But I was one of the backers, and I was okay with the 25% guard change. I mean, it really didn't affect us that much. If anything, it affected more to these guilds that are running these 6v6 meta groups. So like, I was a proponent of it. The only thing where I would say I do disagree with is probably the BOTX. Maybe the Malice changes, because I'm not sure if someone watched my stream, but I'm kind of I hardly ever run in warbands unless I'm leading them. But I was on my white line was level 22. I killed this high level witch elf, and I got like no renown for it. Okay, I'm like, okay, just because my side is zerging doesn't mean I'm zerging, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I'm still trying for those tough against all odds fight, and then I don't get rewarded. So then I was like, okay, if SCs aren't popping, what's the point of me doing RVR? And I think people need, like, and then I know they're like, oh, well, you get a big lock at the end. Well, not everyone can play, 2 hours in a row. Some people want to see that satisfaction right away. They can only play for 20 minutes, so they hop on, maybe they're going to chill at a BO. And I honestly I don't see what the big issue is with people sitting on BOs. I personally, as a gank, love it because I can go to these different BOs and you can find small groups and you can kill them. I mean, yeah, if you don't like people sitting on BOs, go hunt them down.
That's the thing, though. Okay, I'm going to skip the forts because that's a whole different topic there. But since we're on the BOTIC, okay, people used to AFK because they were getting renown and XP sitting on the flags. People saw this as a problem. Okay, now they don't give TX, but you still get people AFKing at flags. I've noticed that during this week, and now with the new patch that we had today, you have to wait on the BO until the resources drop and one person picks them up. So I think you're still gonna get people AFKing at the flag. So if the intention was to minimize AFKing, I don't think that's going to be successful. But the bottom line is, a lot of people took those changes in a heart, I might say, or in the wrong way, and we've seen a drop in population.
Yeah, well, again, like, what's wrong with someone going AK or AFK on a BO? Like, maybe they got to do some other stuff. Maybe they got to do some cleaning while they play the game, and that's just a good spot for them to sit. Like, not everyone can dedicate, hey, I'm going to sit down at my computer for 4 hours, right? Or for 5
I
hours.
definitely get
straight,
that.
right?
I can definitely get that.
So, like I said, like, hey, maybe I just want to hop on, see what's going on, communicate with chat, and maybe go do some other things, and then I'll hop on. Like, I have no problem, because guess what? If you're AFK and an enemy group comes, you're gonna die, and that's your punishment for AFK. So I really don't think that there needs to be a punishment for that. And if you want to talk about forts, man, I'm glad they talk about forts as well.
Yeah, if you have an opinion you want to express, sure. Because today I was just going through forts, and I've noticed a couple of things that, if you like it, in inverted commas, they can be exploited. People seem to focus too much on the AFK part, whether it's the BOs, whether it's the scenarios or the forts. And what I came to realize, if you like, it's my opinion on this, is that people were complaining 2 days ago, I've read it on the stream or on my stream, that people go on forts, whether they're attacking or defending, whether they're Destro or Order, and they AFK in the fort. So, that creates an imbalance in the fighting there. If you have half the people AFKing, you can't attack or you can't defend properly. And now that I'm thinking about it, right, whether you win or lose, whether you have contribution or not, you are guaranteed 4 medallions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fight on the fort, some people saying it's boring. There's only one door back and forth. You've been to a fort, so you know what I'm talking about. And the gear is not too expensive either. You can get a piece for 20 medallions, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're not in a hurry, what's stopping you, from AFKing and getting it in? I mean, you can do 2 or 3 forts a day, right? If it's a Sunday and you have a lot of time, you can end up doing 4 or 5 forts. So people can sort of exploit that and get the gear without actually playing, which creates an imbalance and destroys your play or my play that you want to be active in the forge. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And I understand where you're coming from. It's how do I word this?
Maybe let me help out. Maybe I should put this in a question. After saying that as a statement, if you like, do you think that the system needs to be checked again to see if it can be done so everybody's active on a play like that, fort?
Well, I think you made a kind of an interesting point. It's no matter if you win or lose, you're going to get the same reward. Okay, does it suck if someone does AFK or someone's not playing how you want? Perhaps, right? But I come at the point of, and that's one of the reasons why I became a guild leader. That's one of the reasons why I played a warband. If I want people to play my particular way, I'll lead a group, right? I'm not gonna tell people how to play if I'm not willing to do that. If people want to do that, then so be it. But don't get frustrated on someone else's gameplay. You can only affect yourself. So focus on yourself. If you can't win, hey, you lose. It's over. You get your 4 medallions. Move on. Maybe next time you can get a warband together, and you can be that change that you want to see.
Right, okay. No, that's fair enough. And I agree with you. You can affect other people. So if you want to play in a particular way, like you said, make your own warband, set your rules and play that way. And with inverted commas, ignore the rest of the people that play in a different style. Right, my pre-made, if you like, questions are done. I do have one more question because today is Saturday and we have so many things today. There's also a 6v6 tournament today. I don't know if you're aware of it.
Oh, definitely, I'm aware of it. Yep.
I mean, at some point, if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned you're a casual player, and then you went a little bit more to competitive play. Did I understand that correct?
You broke up a little bit, but did you just say that again? Actually,
I said that earlier on in the interview. You said that you started as a casual player,
yep.
and then, if I'm not mistaken, you went a little bit more to competitive play, right?
Yeah, so I was probably worse than a casual player when I first started the game. You know, total rookie, totally new.
Yeah.
You know, so, like to be honest, like story that most people don't know. So my first tune was Witch Hunter. I didn't know my Witch Hunter had stealth until like level 32. So just an idea of like, you know,
That
first
bad.
MMO. Yeah, that bad. Okay. Like I said, it wasn't until 2010 when I really started playing the solo duo game and trying to invest that. So that's why coming into Return Reckoning, it was okay. It's about a different gameplay, and I'm not sure if you guys are a lot of aware. No one, even in live too, and it kind of was this issue, but I feel like people were a little bit more accepting. But no one wanted to take a DPS dock.
That was always the
as
case.
a DPS.
That
Yeah,
was always
exactly,
the
right.
case.
So what do you do when no one wants to take a DPS dock in a group? You
Yeah.
create your own group
Yeah.
around you, right?
Yep.
Exactly. So instead of complaining about, hey, no one will take me, someone please play with me, you be the change that you want to see, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, if you want to play, you just do your own rules. The game
So-
gives you that ability, so why not use it?
So yeah, so I enjoy the competitive play, but at the same time, like I said, and I was talking about this earlier, 6v6 isn't that interesting to me because people are playing these meta, these great synergy classes, and you guys look at Iconic. We run these unique groups. We don't run meta. You know, we don't run this synergy that works perfect. I mean, you check out some of the groups. You know, they're running that Swordmaster, White Lion, you know, setup. And to be honest, like when you guys saw that guard change, who complained the most? It was the Swordmasters. Why? Because it affected that meta, and they're like, oh my gosh, what do we do now? So I am competitive, but also like, and I always strive to become better and better. And each scenario, I'm looking at, okay, how can we do better? But at the same time, I'm not trying to make this meta group and totally dominate. We want
Okay.
to dominate, but maybe not just clear the playing field.
But you do pre-mades in 6-man, and you do scenarios with your guild and everything, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Just checking, nothing like that. Because just to be honest, I like to be blunt and honest. I had a lot of whispers and things, and the question was, I was told, like, ask Iconic Play, why are they not joining the 6v6 today? And I think the reason is because they know you're a good competitive player, and they're actually missing one group to make 3 versus 3 groups. So that was one question people whisper me. I don't know if you want to answer it. You don't have to.
Oh, I definitely want to. I mean, you want the serious answer. I mean, what fun would it be if Iconic entered the 6v6? I mean, you guys would know the outcome, right? You guys, Iconic win, right? Like it's too easy. It would be over. So at least with Iconic stepping out, we let there be some mystery and like who's gonna win, right? But if Iconic steps in, I mean, hands down, we take the trophy. We take what is the loot? Is it 700 gold? I mean, petty change.
I don't know. I haven't read the the extensive forums. I just know it's a 6v6 today. Starts in 3 hours, I think, something like that. And just people were asking, they didn't see you on the roster. I know you'd run pre-mades and 6-man. I know you're good. I was just wondering myself, to be honest. So I had to ask the question. Just it's the day, If it was Monday, maybe I wouldn't ask. But it's the topic of the day, so to speak.
But they also do. They run it on Saturday, and like I said, I mean, the only time Iconic gets together is on Sunday. So
right,
I mean,
okay.
Jimson works today. She actually just got home. But
hi, Jimson.
Yeah. Fixer said hi.
That's cool. No, that's cool.
And can I just say one thing?
Anything
to the chat
you
here?
want.
Pawsy made a good point right there. OG, Iconic never would want the best. We are recruiting, by the way, healers and tanks. I would never recruit someone that is the best. What we're looking for is people that want to become the best, right? Because they're always looking to improve. So what Pawsy said is very true. We don't need the best. We want people that are willing to learn, willing to adapt, willing to overcome, and then dominate.
All right, right, guys. For people that are actually watching the stream right now, I don't have any more questions. If anybody else doesn't have anything that want to ask Ace here from Iconic Play, I'm gonna give you like a couple of seconds, and then we'll end the interview. Let's see if Ace. Let's see if anyone's gonna ask something on the stream.
Looks like Laddie has something.
Yeah,
or
I'm
is he
reading
asking me
it.
in particular?
Hold on, let me read it because it's like 10 lines of text there.
Yeah.
On Shaman in particular, do you think it's better to stack armor with a full Conqueror setup or cap willpower with mixed 2-2-2, 2 Vanquisher, 2 Invader, 2 Conqueror setup, since the heals are presumed to be weakest of the 3 healers? Okay,
You know, Laddie,
I don't know if
you can answer first. You play
I
tanky,
don't.
so you're probably.
I play tanky, but I don't know Shaman and his abilities. But I would say Shamis usually should stack toughness, I think, not armor. But I don't know the set. I don't play Destro so much. So if there's something you can reply to that, feel free. I don't know. My hands up. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the safest answer, Laddie, is try different things and see what works best for you. I mean, the best way, like, don't. And that's something I learned when I was leveling, you know, up new characters. And people will tell you like, oh, do this, and this is the only way to do it, right? No, that's not the case, man. The best way to do it is try it out and see for yourself. Because I've been told false information in the past that is truth or fact. But then you go test it out, you're like, oh, whoa, that's not the case. So test it out, see what works best for you. There's no one answer fits all.
Right. Okay. Right, I don't see any other questions on the stream. I don't have any more questions. So at this point, I'm going to end the interview. I would like to thank everybody for participating, and especially Ace from Iconic Play for taking the time on this Saturday that I know he doesn't play too much to come down and give this interview. Thank you very much, Ace. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yeah, thanks, Fix. I mean, I like to talk. I like to hang out. So it's always great, man. Thanks for the interview. And just want to say, if you guys please check out tomorrow's stream. It's a lot of fun. Iconic is coming out. I don't think we're gonna have a full 6 tomorrow, but there's at least gonna be 4 of us tomorrow. So definitely check us out tomorrow.
And okay, the interview, I think we can call it finished now. So what else? How do you reach 900 toughness? Research? I don't know. Full tallies, full renown. I don't know if you get. I think you get some tactics as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's how you do it. Let me just put my banner in.
But yeah, Fixer, again, just thank you, and thanks for everyone that stopped by. Thanks for everyone that took their time to watch the interview. You know, I got some meetings I need to go to. You know, some corporate, some executive, high level end things to do. But thank you for having me, and until next time, I'll probably see you.